I'm going to be going over the text chat in game today and kind of going over the settings and what the different chats actually are. So they recently added an alliance chat into the game, which they didn't have before. What that is all the guilds that you're in an alliance with, so all the friendly guilds. When you type into that alliance chat, everyone in all the ally guilds can see it. Okay, so starting off, you're normally going to be in all messages when you first log in. So that's the far left of this bar up here. So I'm on Xbox. I don't know what it looks like on console or on PlayStation. I'm assuming all console is the same and all PC is different than the console, but I'm unsure. But anyhow, I'm on console. So you double click the map button, and that'll open up your text chat. And I don't like going into all messages because it's usually kind of spammy. There's just a lot going on, and I tend to miss important conversations, stuff about guilds or private messages, things like that. So I like to stay in custom one, but I actually have done up all three of the custom channels. But so what I'm gonna do is if you come up here, see where my cursor is up at the top right of the chat bar. You can go to chat settings, and that'll open this window here. So I like to have the timestamp on so I can see when something was posted. The category display I also like to have on. Incoming whisper notifications, obviously I have off. Auto translate because it is cross-platform as well as multi-country. There are a lot of people on this particular server that don't speak English. So all of the Hispanic, South American type languages, a lot of them are over on the East North America East server as well. There's a few people in Europe and China and other Asian countries, and it's just easier to communicate with everybody if you have the auto translate on. That way, if you get into co-op groups with people that aren't in the guild, or you're out doing something with people that aren't in your guild, or even if you have people in your guild that have, limited ability in the language you speak, it's just easier to have the auto translate on. I like to have the input cursor on as well, so after sending a message, if I want to send more messages, I can without having to reopen my text chat. The other options are off or all closed chat windows. So basically, if it's on closed chat window, as soon as you send a message, everything closes. I haven't tried off yet, so I'm not entirely sure what that does, but I always have it on. The window display time, that's this right here, I think. Font size, I like to have it not all the way as big as it can get, but not small either. It's more a preference for you guys. You can go through that and decide what you want. Voice chat, I generally don't use. I don't know why I had that on. I don't generally use the in-game voice chat, so I don't know a whole lot about the settings, but this is where you would activate those settings. So right here, you can click on this drop down, and you can click on custom 1, 2, or 3, and you can edit the content right here and down lower that shows up in this box. So for my custom 1, I only have guild stuff, alliance stuff, party stuff, and whispers. So only groups that I'm in, my guild, my alliance, or people who are private messaging me. That's all that I will see in this chat. But that's just the chats. So then you also have system text. So you can turn off all the different system stuff. So like guild right here. If I go over to custom 2, I have that turned on. That's all of this right here. All the different guild people that are doing stuff. And any other guild system notifications, like someone applying to join the guild or leaving the guild or any of that kind of thing. Guild members logging in and out will be in there. So that's what the guild is. Party is basically the same thing, but for the party. Warning, that's like dev notices, things of that general nature. Tips, I don't really know what that is. I've always had that turned off. Dice, you can do dice rolls, and we do that for our guild raids to help with loot dispersion. A lot of people do the dice for other things too, but if you have that turned on, you'll be able to see the dice, sieges, all of the system siege messages. These are just basic system messages. Then for acquisition, so this is all stuff is just people getting things. So that would be people getting experience, people getting items, anyone in the guild that's getting stuff. People that are getting currency, open world notifications, and party notifications for any people that are getting items or gear, that kind of stuff. I have all of this turned off if you haven't noticed, just because I don't want to see all of that. Now, like I said, in chat too, I have some of the guild stuff like that turned on because I want to know about it then. But I want to be able to pick and choose what I see. And I can always just rotate between chat 1, 2, and 3, the custom ones that I have set up. That way, if I want to see something specific, I can just rotate back and forth. And it's also right next to the content, which is the purple one here. So if you're doing like bosses or zone events, it'll say what their chat is in here, either in here or in here. But it's almost always going to be in content. So if there's particular like boss dialogue that you want to know, like for Junabote, when he asks the questions and you want to be able to see the questions, it's over here in content. And you can just rotate between these different chats with your left bumper and right bumper. So all content, I have all of this turned off. This is essentially just all of the possible text that would come up for the zone events, which is what they call the dynamic events, or the adventure codex, any of that kind of stuff. But I highly recommend going in here and just going through the settings and setting it for your custom 1, and maybe you'll do custom 2 and 3 like I did, so that you have a wider access to things you can see. But and make sure you have these little chevrons here pointing up. Whoops. Because if you don't, it'll hide them. So just make sure you got that. Otherwise, it'll hide the entire I don't know, settings area, I guess. The little drop down. It's essentially a drop down window for each of these. So chat, system, acquisition, and all content. And you can turn all on or off by clicking this too. So if you want all the chats on, you can just click the full button up by the little window titles, and it'll automatically just do that for you. Or you'll have to individually click them. Okay. Camp right here, that's going to be for like Dominion type things. That's essentially random groups that aren't parties, if that makes sense. It's usually in like the dynamic / zone type events. It's like the Starlight Ritual, Wolf Hunting, Desert Caravan, Stop the Mana Frenzy, those kind of things. But whenever they're in a Dominion, I'm pretty sure that that's what this camp is. Or if you're at a specific drop-off location, it might be for that as well. I don't know. I don't know about that specifically. But these are the settings. And then there's also another way. If you open up your menu. Oop. Come on. Menu's not opening. Come on. My game is bugging. Come on, menu. Uh-oh, I might be crashing. We're loading back in. But while we're loading, I will explain a little bit. So you can get in through the chat like I did just there, where you open up the text chat and then go up and click the little gear for the settings, or you can open up your menu and you can go down to the basic game settings. and you can go into it that way too. You can't edit your channels like the custom 1, custom 2, custom 3. You can't edit those, but there are other settings. Here we go. So when you come here, as you can see, we got chat right here under gameplay. Now you don't have all the settings, like they did in the place where we just were, but you can still change the chat font. You can select whether you want the timestamp and category displays on or off. You can choose what you do for the cursor, for auto translate, and for the display time in the window. So that's generally helpful, I find. Just a quick little, like if it's a font size you're trying to fix, it's just a quick thing, you can just come in here and do it that way too. But that is the chat settings. I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section. And I will see you next time.